Everything is rent means to me. I think it's the encapsulation of what I really wanted to happen. The joy and the hope and the message of love would get magnified and create a whole community here.
I auditioned for Rent because it's been probably my favorite musical of all time since I was little and knew what musicals were.
I have always loved doing theater.
I really wanted to have the experience of being in a show.
I hadn't done theater in like 2-3 years maybe, and Rent sounded like fun.
The power blows!
We went in for the dance audition first. We were there for, I think, 3 hours.
I was terrified. Like, I dance, but I don't dance.
I felt confident with the dance audition. I felt at home with that.
Personally, not a huge fan of the dance audition because I am very much not a dancer.
I always like to think about auditions as a masterclass for students.
It was pretty typical for other shows that I've done. We had a dance audition with our lovely choreographer Izzy, which was so much fun. And then we had like the singing part.
So for the audition process, I prepared a song, I went in and sang it, and then I left, but then the callback list came out, and my mom was like, "You sound a little congested." Took a test. I had COVID.
Dancing was basically all I really did growing up. I can't sing for the life of me, so the music part was kind of hard.
There were some fun aspects, so the stress was worth it.
The auditions were like, okay, this is a little stressful, but then the callbacks, I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I just wound up going to sleep, so.
Stephanie and I ran down to her office and we called all of the leads.
Oh my god.
Yay! Yay!
Everything was okay, and I got the part.
I felt really excited. I felt like honored.
I was excited. I was so excited.
I was so excited. I was really nervous because so many people showed up to audition.
I was kind of manifesting that I would, so I was only thinking like positive thoughts. But it was very exciting hearing that I got cast.
Finding out I was cast maybe was pretty freaking awesome.
Dearly beloved, we gather here to say our goodbyes.
So we had our like early dance rehearsals. That was really difficult to do in Watson 127. That was really interesting.
So for like the first couple of weeks, it was just like, it was as if somebody had said like, we're just gonna watch you do your favorite musical and like we're all just gonna enjoy it and love it together, which is like I think any musical theater kid's dream.
La vie bohème. La vie bohème. La vie bohème. La vie bohème.
Days of inspiration, playing hooky, making something out of nothing. The need to express, to communicate, to going against the grain, going insane, going mad.
The couple of weeks was a little bit rocky for me because although I knew people, I didn't like know people. So in the beginning, it was rough, but in the end, it was good.
I am a very shy person, and I didn't do a lot of talking.
The beginning part of the rehearsal process was very awkward. A lot of people didn't know each other.
I would say my favorite cast bonding experience was probably when most of us went to Denny's.
Oh, the Denny's.
You know what we should do, guys? You know what every theater group does? They go to Denny's.
It was like midnight after rehearsal, and we went and we had snacks, and it was great.
Once we actually started rehearsing on the stage, it was so good to get to like do things in the space we actually had.
Going from 127 to Weber is a game changer every single time because you're actually on the stage.
When we entered the theater, some of the set was already built.
That was so fun, having the set slowly kind of like take on a life of its own and like help bring a certain life to the show as well.
It made things feel a lot more real.
To be able to be in that space and be like, there are going to be people in this audience in like a month or so is really special.
Tech Weekend was rough.
Oh, dear.
Probably one of the rougher Tech Weekends I've ever had.
Tech Weekend.
Tech Weekend, oh my god.
It was long, and like all Tech Weekends are long, but that one felt particularly long.
Tech Weekend was a stressful, awful time.
Really?
Do you want to skip this one?
Kind of. Do I have to be honest?
Leading up to opening night, there's a lot of excitement there. You've put all the work in and you're ready to showcase it, right?
Usually I get a lot of stage fright.
I was terrified because again, I have really bad stage fright.
But this show felt so secure. I had so much trust in my directors.
I felt like I was ready, and I was like, I just want to get on stage.
I was very excited about being able to share the story on stage.
Opening night was just this exciting thing that like I couldn't wait for.
The performances were like so invigorating and amazing.
Everybody had different nights where they were stronger.
I think like every time I was performing, I just like blacked out, so I can't really remember much.
If I close my eyes, I can still remember like little fragments of the show.
I think the performances went really, really well.
I loved kind of standing backstage to the side and seeing everybody else on stage.
Something that's really stuck in my brain is one night before I said my line, there was a little girl in the audience and she went, "Pretty," and I had to keep a straight face.
I wish we could have sat down and watched it and like watched ourselves, but knowing you can't do that, that's impossible.
I don't know. I feel like as the shows went on, it just got better and better.
For me was just wow, like it was like me like a butterfly getting out of the cocoon.
everything is rent means to me.
There is no future, there is no past. Thank God this moment's not the last.
I think it means that everything requires like effort. In order to get something, you have to give something as well.
Being there for your friends, and really like working to make your community a better place, I think.
On our like closing night, I was like, wow, everything is rent and everything is almost over.
It kind of describes my fall of 2023 semester at Wheaton. Everything was rent.
I will hear like 2 words that just so happen to be in rent. Like in rent!
I guess everything is rent is like we're always surrounded by money, basically. But it could also mean like everything is just love, you know?
Everything is kind of working against you, but then the message of the show, even if that's happening, like having a community and having people that really care about you and love you can make you overcome that stuff.
Like when I was doing the show Rent, everything was rent. Like my world revolved around it, around doing that show.
Everything is rent will likely always mean a new level of theater was reached for me during Rent. I just feel like Rent has totally changed everything for me. Everything that I do from now on in theater will be Rent. It will be informed by Rent. It will be inspired by Rent. It will be in spite of Rent, maybe. But it will always have some strand of Rent, of Mark, of our cast. Like, it will always be with me, I think, in one way or another.
We're not gonna pay. We're not gonna pay. Last year's rent. This year's rent. Next year's rent. Rent, 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 rent. We're not gonna pay rent. 'Cause everything is rent.